Can you hear me now? Oh, cool. Crazy. I didn't set it up to when I came on, nobody was on, so I figured, I didn't go through the whole rigmarole that I figured out the other day. So thanks for telling me because I gotta get used to doing it. No, you make a good point. I I don't expect to just go online and have people just flood my channel or anything like that. I'm just getting used to even being online. You know what I mean? And then people can see it going on YouTube or on Twitter, right? So my logic is that that way, um, people who backed the book can also see they can see me working on it, right? So that's kind of the logic, I think. Plus, I got to figure out like all these like various ways of dealing with stuff like this, like all audio problems and stuff like that. So it's good for me to like go through this process of like when there's only like one or two people or a handful of people watching, right? So um, yeah. Well, thanks for the help. I appreciate that. And the other day too, because it's a hard to. I have no idea if people can hear me or not. You know what I mean? Son of a gun. What the fuck? I probably could. I probably could. I don't really. I mean, I could put headphones on, and like if I had a guest on, you mean, or something like that. Yeah, I probably could. I haven't had a guest. I probably should do that, which would be kind of cool just to figure out how to do. But yeah, the tech I talked to, he said that wear headphones if you're going to have somebody on, and like normally like what you expect, right? Yeah, totally, to make sure it works. Um, yeah, like if I had one of the Genesis crew guys on or something, and we were just talking while I was working, I would that would be the way I would do it. So it's a good point because when you watch people do streams, it does look seamless, right? It looks like it's just working, and working is what it does. But it isn't. There's a lot of things you have to jump through, as you probably know. So I'm looking for my deal. It's wrong one. What the fuck? All right, I gotta cut that out. So do you stream anymore? I don't know if you have a book. I can get rid of that. Oh, there we go. There he is. Uh, yeah. I mean, the point I want to make is that you can make a good buck streaming way more with less effort and, and selling comics, still doing what you want to do. Yeah. But you know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're going to do that, I don't know how you do that with this kind of stuff. And obviously, there's a way to do it, but you know, it's a different personality type. Some people are outward type people, right? They are like Ethan Van Sciver type people, right? Where um, uh, they love being in front of people, talking and going on about subjects and whatnot, right? And I don't think all people are kind of like that. I think it's a skill you learn if you're not born with it. So, you know, for me, that's kind of like a one step at a time type thing. But I mean, is that kind of what you're talking about, or you're talking about like having shows about topics like current topics or something or whatever? Because I know people do it with comics. Yeah, you know, you can see this. You know how like these days people have they're comedians, right? Like Joe Rogan or like Jimmy Dore, people like that, or that Jim Brewer guy, right? Those guys are comedians. They can just talk all day. They've been doing that their whole life, right? And the fact that they can talk is secondary to the fact about what they talk about, to me at least. Yeah, it's a strange thing. It's a real strange thing. I don't know. Do you stream anymore? What the fuck? Oh, I see. Something strange. Right. That's the old one. I see. Oh yeah. Well, that's a whole different thing. I don't know how old you are. I'm assuming that you're like most of us, like middle age or something. Did you ever think that people could make money streaming video games, playing video games? That's all they do. And then you find out they make these humongous amounts of money, and you're like, what the fuck? That's what I thought. Son of a gun. It doesn't also, you know, the other thing too is that just doing the artwork and doing the book, I don't know. The AI stuff is kind of crazy. I don't know exactly where that's going to go because, I mean, I don't know what you think, but it seems to me that that's going to replace a lot of artists eventually. Right? I do the 3D sculpting, the 3D modeling, and all that stuff. Right? I can see that getting totally AI'd. I mean, you know, scan some photos of your character that you drew, and the software is going to like make it for you. To me, that's crazy shit. Oh, you think so, huh? What do you mean the copycats? What do you mean by copycats? Son of a bitch. Yeah, I mean, um, yeah, but the thing isn't that I have a style. It's the fact that one style is probably just as good as another style, right? So if the AI makes a cool style that's compelling, right? Then at least in my mind, there it is. Okay. You know, the natural style will be replaced by the AI style. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the AI styles will always be limited. But it seems to me like there it is. It seems to me that it could replace artists. I don't know. We'll have to see. I guess, right? You can worry about it all day, I suppose. Hmm. No, it's true. I mean, my impression is that the AI will do tons of different styles, right? So if that's true, then let's just say AI does 10,000 different styles, right? Then I don't know what that means for real artists. I don't know. I mean, I know that AI can do scripts, right? They can do like stories and whatnot. So, I mean, that's what I've heard at least. You can pipe in certain information, it'll create a story for you. Hmm. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I hope you're right, right? Um, it could be also true that we're all marveled by AI. Well, some of us are marveled by it, and that in time, people will just they'll look at it and right away know that it's AI, right? I've seen that style a zillion times, kind of a thing. And if that happens, then yeah, then it won't stand a chance. AI won't. Okay, I finally got that figured out. Son of a bitch. Okay, I just figured that out. It's also weird. I don't know if you're an artist. I'm getting the impression that you're not. Um, it's also strange because as an artist, the last thing you want is people over your shoulder watching what you're doing, right? That's always been like um, typical of all artists. They never really like that process. So when I went to art school, we kind of slowly got over that, right? You're drawing in the classroom and all that stuff, and then we had like when I worked as a in studios doing work, clients would sit there right with you, watching you, and they would say, "That's the wrong color. I don't want that. Wait, what are you doing?" So you sort of get used to it to a certain degree, but it is still kind of strange in my mind that uh, do work online and watch people watch it. It's just a new thing. It's odd. But people are doing it. So if people are doing it, it is what it is, right? It works. Um, yeah, I noticed too, like, some people just have some people just have charisma, right? That's they have it. And I don't even know why that is. I can't even tell you why that is, you know? And that's also a thing you can't really fake, right? Some people I see online that have shows, I don't think they have any charisma. And I wonder why they even have, they have a big show, right? They have big shows and stuff like that. And I'm like, what's that about? How do these people get a show when it's that big? But what do I know, right? That's true. That is true. You know, and it's easy for people to go, "Holy shit, this is coming!" Right? When you think it's the end of the world, and it really isn't. So, um, yeah, make good point. And yeah, like if you like I said before, you know, if people spot the AI style and they've seen it 100 times, right? It's one of those things where eventually they won't give a shit about it. They'll grow tired of it. It'll be predictable, right? And that's that you kind of don't want that. Save. Really? You know what? That's a good point. That is an excellent point because it's so easy for people to go, this shit's coming, right? To think it's all hyped up and you think it's real. Like, do you think the impact is real? But in truth, it could all just be marketing to make it seem fucking amazing, right? And you don't know. I mean, it's easy to get caught up. That's an excellent point, right? Like in 5 years or something, you'll end up people will look at that stuff and they will go, I used to think it was totally awesome, and now I think it's shit, right? So that's an excellent point. You know, some big companies are probably doing that stuff on purpose to hype it up to make money off it. So yeah, thanks for that. I mean, I definitely forget about that stuff. I don't know if that rain works. I think it works. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the screen big enough? Does that rain feel natural? Kind of built it so that it's going at her, right? And also matching the perspective of the owl. But I don't, maybe it's because there's no rain down here, you know? Maybe that's what it is. Um, it's a process. And I don't necessarily know how you could make AI do this stuff, this process, because you're juggling 10,000 different things. You're juggling story, right? Like in this scene, she's going to have, there's lightning going off in the page before in the building that she's looking at. So, so the AI would have to know that that's happening. And you would have to be able to program that in that there's lightning flashing in her face. And I don't know how you would do that, right? Because when you know, it's one thing to make a single image. Yeah, I mean, I think it works. I just think I think I've got to have when I put the lightning flash in front of a face, and then I put more rain down here. I think it'll probably work. It also isn't the rain isn't separating from the background right now because nothing's really like there's no environment lighting. It's just shape lighting right now, right? So environment lighting is going to make all that stuff seem more logical. Um, you know, I'm just in the process of cutting the shapes out, but yeah, I was gonna have somebody do the flats on this stuff for me, but you know, I'm changing stuff as I go. I'm adding and subtracting stuff as I go throughout every page, and you know, that's and all these are also shapes in Adobe Illustrator, right? I got like this owl already cut out because I built him. So why would I pay somebody to cut them out when it takes me a couple seconds, right? So it's crazy, man. I tell you what. Here we go. Oh, let's look at it. Shouldn't the middle point where the rain lands be on the owl? Maybe. I'll tell you what. I'll do this. Watch. I'm gonna save it. Just some. I'll rotate it around. Load up. I mean, that looks. I think that actually works a lot better because it matches this guy, the owl. It also matches her growing into her face, right? I think that's a lot better. I don't know if that's what you meant, but my artistic eye kind of just gravitated towards it, I guess. So I know, right? It's one of those things you just you have to like try it. Just try it, right? It's really like a push and pull. The whole 54 pages of artwork is like push and pull, add, subtract, do it until try variations until things gel together. That's kind of the approach I usually use, but because it really is the artistic thing is all just eye. I guess part of it's like physically you do it, but it's just your eye. You literally like judging what works and what doesn't work. You know, um, let's see. I want to make her skin dark. But I'm gonna go back to. I want to look at your first comment because you made a good point. I thought that was interesting. Hold on. Okay, yeah, yeah. So originally you said people won't. You have to figure out what you want. People won't magically land on your stream. I think that's true. I mean, I don't actually know how you actually attract people to a stream. I don't know how you do that. Um, Controversy or something. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Do I go on somebody else's show and like become irate or something? Right? I mean, I don't even know how you do that kind of stuff. Um, I mean, honestly, the fact that people know who I am because they like my book and they like my 3D figures that I made. Right? To me, that was kind of like a good way for me to get noted, to get noticed, I should say. Um, I don't know how else you do it. Didn't that guy Liam, who was like from Australia or something, didn't he like get in fights with people online? And I don't think that worked out very well for him. I don't necessarily know if I don't know. I mean, they say no, any news is good news, but well, I have a base of people that bought the book, right? I bought uh yeah, so people got used to who I was, I think, and they like my 3D figures, and so I was able to get noted. People kind of just saw who I was, and that was kind of enough, I think in some way. Um, but where I got my backer, what's the page called where I found my backers? Well, I did Indiegogo. I launched on Indiegogo, and I pretty much found everybody on Twitter, right? Like you know. Um, but that's a whole nother thing too. Like, how we were talking about how some people are really good at uh, verbal skills or whatever, and they're really good at like talking to other people and they're entertaining. Ethan's a good example. He's very entertaining, right? No, you can't. Not that I know of. You're right. Yeah, I mean, but you asked where my base from, so it's on right now. I'm on YouTube and Twitter, but um, I'm gonna do a Kickstarter when the book is done. I'm gonna do a Kickstarter because I want to try to get. Um, I kind of got to see the CG people that wanted to buy my book bought my book, right? So at least the ones that know who I am, I suppose. And So I want to do a Kickstarter so that I get into a different group, that I find different people that might purchase my book, right? So I know I definitely want to do Fund My Comic. Uh Luke's platform. I don't know if you know about that, but that sounds pretty cool. But to me, that's still CG people, right? So and I could be wrong, but that's my impression, like if I was gonna do it over again, I would just do it on there on Luke's platform. But I don't even like Indiegogo. I thought it was a pain in the ass to use. You probably have never done it. To me, it was very like unuser friendly. And I'm like a 3D. I'm a multimedia artist I don't really like technology, right? I don't like the internet being plugged in. I don't like going to these websites and figuring out how they operate and having to spend all my time doing that stuff. To me, it's just a pain. It's kooky. It's a bizarre thing. I'm not a Luddite, but it's like one of those bizarre things, You go, how can you do 3D work and not like technology, right? But it just seems like you spend all your time. Oh, there we go. You spend all your time of your day messing around with stuff like that and not doing like artwork or something. Okay. Oh, I see. So the whole process to me was like really a pain. I didn't really get it. Other people get it easier than I do. Um, like what you can do like add-ons. I'm sure you know this, but you can do add-ons and whatnot in Indiegogo. This is a good example. And I remember thinking, I don't even know how the heck this thing works. Like to me, like it felt like a Jenga, one of those Jenga things where I just got it set just to sell the stuff I already want to sell. And then the people wanted me to do add-ons, and I'm like, dude, the Jenga thing is working, you know. I mean, I don't want to go back in there and mess it up. Oh, that's a pants, that's one. So it just felt awkward. It felt like it wasn't really like user friendly for artists. And why should it be, right? They have a bunch of other people they tailor to, but to me it was like bizarre. So maybe for my comic, I'm sure is more intuitive, I would think. By the way, why is your Twitter thing called is it DSN Racing? Is that the video game thing you were talking about? When you say advertise, what does that mean? Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? I gave an update to my campaign the other day, and I showed some black and white pages, and I also said in there, "Hey, you can check out the stream." Is that kind of what you mean? Okay, right, got it. I don't even know if people read stuff like go into those and read those things. So I don't even. I know they get emails, but do people? I don't even know. I don't even know what people do. So it's all a mystery to me. But that's cool. Um, it also is a thing where you got to get used to just being online, like doing this online. You got to get used to it, right? Your brain's got to get used to just working and doing stuff like this. So you know, it feels pretty natural at this point. But um, son of a bitch. But I think I'll eventually. Oh, I see. What's FPS? That's not frames per second, which is what I would think it is. It's something else, right? Something to do with racing. Right. Right. I used to do that stuff all the time. I used to love it, man. I mean, I had to stop it because I was working on the animation for the animated movie I made for SHADOWPUNK. Oh, cool. And so I had to stop that stuff because I spent all my nights doing like Call of Duty or World at War or whatever whatever's Halo. And I'm like, these are hours I could be spending getting stuff done. Right. And it is a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. That stuff was tons of fun. Totally. But you got when we were kids, if somebody told us, yeah, there's cool shit like that, I would that would blow my mind. Right. I mean, when we were growing up, we had to do other stuff. And if somebody told me something like that existed, it'd be fucking amazing. We would be if I was a kid today, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Okay, that's a dumb name. Although I'll tell you something. I don't know. Did you ever play Nazi Zombies? That was a fun game. It was like a monotonous kind of game where you fought Nazi zombies in the castle and you had to get the items and get the different weapons and all that. That was cool shit. They had. They had one map where it was the one was in the castle, but the other map was in a military underground installation, and you were either JFK, Castro, Nixon, or fuck, I don't remember who the other guy was, but it was so much fun, and it was like you play with your friends, you do all the cool shit. You could do that. I don't actually have I don't have Xbox anymore. I don't have all that stuff, but um That's a cool idea. You know why that's a cool idea? Because I think I'm getting what you're throwing down. Is that that's a way to bring in different people from different things, right? That's kind of what you're getting at. I like that. You know, most of us artists are myopic, and it kind of you kind of have to be to do the kind of work, right? To get in there and really make stuff happen. So you can't really you have to be you have to have tunnel vision to get this kind of stuff done. It does. I mean, it'd be, you know, it's a good idea. I'm not saying it is definitely a good idea for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about that stuff. It's something that really, if you want to make your stuff work, it doesn't hurt. I actually had to stop streaming on streams with other people, like going on different shows and stuff, because I couldn't spare an hour every other day or every few days. I couldn't do it. I had so much work to do on this that it's like I had to get this done, and I couldn't actually. It was just eating up my time, which is a bummer because it's cool to go on those shows with people. But you know, I did it for quite a while. It's not like I didn't do it, but son of a bitch. I think by the time I'm done finishing on this book, it will have taken me 9 months to do the book, 15-hour days. So do the math, right? Okay, where is that thing? Okay, there it is. It should be below it. Why aren't you below it? That's why. Son of a bitch. All right. There we go. That is true. That is true. I mean, like I said, you know, part of it is just to, so the backers can see me doing the book, right? Um, which I think is a cool thing. I think it's great that the people that actually purchase the book can go, "Hey, there's the thing I paid money for," and the guy's all over it, right? I think that's important. But you know, I've only been doing it for a couple of days. So this is like my third or fourth stream coming on here and doing it. So, you know, doing it in a year. No, of course not. Yeah, in a year, you might have people actually tuning in to watch me do it, right? They might like the book. I might do 3D work, the 3D figures on here too. And people don't know how that's done. So they might be fascinated to see how that works. Um, so let's see. Let me do this first here. Yeah, I mean, okay, is this gonna work? It kind of worked. Okay. Um, okay. Ground stones. There we go. Okay. Um, it does. I mean, I don't. I'm a little more. This is a different system computer that I'm working on here. That's actually online. So I actually take my files and bring them here and work online, right? But when I'm working on the other station, it's yeah, it's a little bit faster. Um, It's not so bad. Some of it's actually faster on here because if you know people are watching, you don't. I want to be efficient, right? So it's not so bad. I need some textures. That's what I need. I won't worry about that now. I'll do that somewhere else. Let's see. Hey, there she is. Oh my gosh, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, Diane has entered the building. Let's see. I'll just fill this with the color. There we go. That's not going to be it, but I can color it. Yes, yeah. So this is Diane. This is like my maybe my fourth stream coloring my book. So right now I'm just laying down solid colors, and then I'm gonna go back and actually embellish everything and light it like environment lighting. So I'm just cutting out these shapes into solid colors takes a while. So it's usually yeah, something like that. It's usually a process you have to go through, you know. It should just be like a grayish type color. That's probably good. Um, yeah, so this process is just me blocking in the shapes. That's it. So what's the weather like down there in Florida? Here it's about 45 degrees still. It's sunny, but it's 45. So okay. There we go. I'm surprised you found my stream. That's pretty cool. I want the vest. So, okay. No. Yep. Yep. For sure. Yep. That's a good advice. I wasn't thinking, right? But yeah, I'll definitely do that for sure. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Oh, really? The shorter you tweet, the less valuable. Really? Wow, I did not know that. Um, that's cool. I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. You know, in time. Uh, Son of a bitch. Bump, 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 bump. Make a new layer. What are you doing? No, that's good advice. Thanks, man. That's really cool. Hmm. No. I like that idea actually. I putting music in the background would be cool. You're right. I have like this Rode soundboard, so I think you can actually do that. I just don't know how to do it. Um, I think it's got a jack in here for me to plug my cell phone in. Actually, it does. I know that it does. That would be really freaking cool. I have some music that I've actually purchased, or I could find royalty free. Like you, I imagine YouTube's got royalty free music, right? Um, no, that's a cool idea for sure. The thing is, I don't necessarily know if people. I It's good to know that you like that. I don't know if people want that. I have no idea actually. And it's a mystery to me if people want that or not. But yeah, I think I'll try it then. I think it's a cool. I think it's at least worth trying to see. And there's a problem with playing music on my cell phone or something, and then it coming up through the microphone, right? It could be like a royalty problem, copyright problem. What am I doing? Oh, that's hard. Oh, I see. This is not. She's not going to have purple lips. Yeah, right. They'll tell me for sure. I know. She won't have, I'm just going to put the color in there so I can adjust it. Son of a gun. She looks like Rocky Horror right now. Okay, I want to see something here. Just try something. Stop it. Stop. Grab my color. Oh, not all. Guess I gotta do all. I kind of like that. All right. All right, that's about 2 hours of streaming, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. I need textures that are on my other station, so I got to go get those. So, all right, Racing Man, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it, and thanks for the feedback. Definitely good ideas. So, I will see you down the road. Thanks, man. Have a good one.